for like I said, for every 1,000.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coach Cruise, and I have, as you see, all kinds of guests with me. We have Carnival Cruise Addicts, Cruise Life TV, and Funnel Heads, all of us together here. Normally, I bring them on a little bit after, but we were all talking, and I said, just stay on, and we'll just all join in here together. But obviously, today the show is going to be about what can make cruising even better. I mean, if you're watching this, you might be saying, like, how can you do that? Like, I love cruising. I don't even think you can make it better. But we're going to talk about some things like we could make cruising even better. And we all have at least 3 ideas that we'll share throughout the show. We'll take turns going over them, and that will be the topic of the show. But before we get into all that, let me say hello to all of you. We have admin Tim getting the gold today. It's his first gold in a while. Good job, Tim, there. And then, our very own CLTV Greg with the silver medal. And then Adventures with Uncle Dave gets the bronze. And then Aaron right behind there checking in 4th. And we have Cheryl back once again. Good to see you, Cheryl. And Ken is here. Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins. Good to see both of you. Mandy's back once again. Great to see you as always, Mandy. Bone Tired Travelers is back again. Great to see you. And we have Scott from Controversial Cruising. Been checking out. He's been posting a lot of stuff lately. Had a great food topic up there yesterday, and I was sharing my Mile High gelato pie, I remember, because that was one of the best things I've eaten on a ship lately. Macrina Elizabeth is back once again. We have Golden Jazz Canadian Cruiser here. Good to see you. We have Eric back from North Shore Travelers. You could have seen his daughter if you're on the Coach Cruise Facebook page and a Coach Cruise shirt. Cruising Scene, hello, Anne. Great to see you again. Marjorie is back once again. Great to see you. Kimberly Lavelle back again. A lot of familiar faces. Always good to see. And some new ones. Kevin Kennedy. Coach Kennedy in the house from Omaha. Good to see you, Kevin. Cruising Scene. I think I mentioned you, but if I didn't, you got mentioned again. And then we got Danny D back. Danny D is back here once again. And I think I have everybody that's checked in so far. If you haven't checked in yet, make sure you throw your name in the comments so we can say hello to you. But yeah, the thing I forgot, the super chats. So if anybody does a super chat, come on, Zoe, this is just a little treat. But if somebody does a $10 super chat, Zoe gets a big treat. And you can choose one of her little shish kebab things she likes. Or we got the whipped cream back, and I got a big bowl for her this time. Somebody said, why don't you get a bigger?
Boy, she loved that whipped cream last week.
This time. If anybody does a $10 super chat and chooses that as her treat. And if anybody does a $15 super chat, I get a treat along with her. So there's that. And for you to give back, once we reach $100 in super chats, we do a drawing for a free shirt. Last week, Aaron was the winner. The week before, Eric from North Shore Travelers. And you saw his little girl showing off her shirt that she won in the picture on Coach Cruise Facebook. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's get this party going. Again, let me introduce our guest. We'll start with Carnival Cruise Addicts because I was looking at their page recently and I saw that they're very close to another milestone. So what milestone might that be?
2,000. That's 2,000, Coach. We're getting there. We're almost there.
Yeah, you definitely are. And you're only like a couple dozen away, right?
41.
Yeah, 41.
Okay, so let's get them into the 30s today for sure. Maybe down to 35, 33, something like that. So if you're not already subscribed to Carnival Cruise Addicts, go check them out. Then we have Cruise Life TV, Greg and Michelle, and they're moving up the ladder too. Where are you guys? I think you're close to another milestone as well. No?
Well, I mean, we've always been kind of close to 3,000. We haven't quite hit it yet. So
okay, yeah.
You know, it's a slow climb for us. we don't put out as much content as the other 3 of you do, but you know,
well,
we enjoy what we do, and you know, we're helping the community and supporting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's always a struggle. I mean, all the time, you know, especially once we get in our normal jobs and everything, to get out that content, it's so difficult sometimes. It's like you sit down on the couch and you're sitting there an hour and you're like, oh, I need to do a video. And it's like, I haven't sat down all day, you know? So we got Erin with our first super chat, and she is saying, give Zoe a Chewy treat. So high five for Erin.
Hi.
What do you say? Say thank you. There you go. Hurt my ear, thank you there. And Erin, thank you, because then I get a treat as well. And get a little buzz going. Here we go.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Coach. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Ooh, all right, that first one hits. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Erin. And you are 36 through 40 on the second chance drawing, and also 18 through 37 on our regular drawing for the shirt. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about Greg and Michelle. They're almost about to hit 3,000. So, give them check out their channel, give them a subscribe. And then that leads us to Andrew. He's already crossed the 5,000 plateau. I don't think you're close to 6, but you're moving up there 52, 53, 54, something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I literally said that to Michelle about the whole, oh my gosh, I need to get up and edit
This fellow here.
literally 30 minutes ago. So it's so
Right.
true. Like I just got home from work, ate dinner, and I was like, all right, stop being lazy, get up and edit. So it's struggle.
I mean,
bus.
There's video I swear I have from Alaska last summer that I never edited. And the reason I have a reason for that, it's not that I'm that lazy. It's just it was toward the end of the season when I went to Alaska. And so I felt like nobody was going to watch it anyway, because nobody was about to go to Alaska. So I meant to do it before this season started, and I got doing other videos of more recent cruises and still haven't done it. So, yeah, I got Alaska from last summer. Nobody's ever seen, but I'll get that out at some point. But we got a few more people that just checked in. Let me say hi to them. We have our Down Under Cruisers from Australia.
Hello.
Bruce from Ocean Travel, who's on right after me. Harlan Abraham, good to see you. And Cruising on the High Seas and Travel are here. And yeah, I think I got everybody that just checked in. I hope I did. Yeah, okay. And again, if you haven't, and Eric's saying that Eric's got his channel too, North Shore Travelers. He says I still have content from our February cruise. So see, we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty. So,
Yeah.
A couple of you are, but I know I am. All right. So I will go last in the rotation, and then I will go. We'll snake it. So we'll start with Carnival Cruise Addicts. We'll go down to Cruise Life T, Funnel Heads, back up to me, and then I'll give 2, and then we'll go to Carnival Cruise Addicts again and go back like that. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, what is one thing that will undeniably make cruising even better?
Well, my thought on that would be to do truly all inclusive. Your drinks, your Wi-Fi, your specialty dining. Like maybe you could pick your packages of what you wanted, but it'd be nice to not have a bill at the end of the cruise if you didn't need one, right?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so I mean, I guess specialty dining wouldn't exist anymore because it would all be included, right?
If you didn't buy the all-inclusive, yeah. So you can still do.
I see what you're saying.
You can still do a specialty dining if you just want to do the steakhouse and say not Cucina de Capitano, stuff like that. But if you have an all-inclusive, you can get 1, 2, 3 visits, whatever it may be, to each of those throughout your cruise. And then when it comes to photos, maybe a 5 or 10 photo package. Stuff like that. So you can say, hey, I'm going to pay X amount more for this cruise, but I get my 15 drinks a day. I'm going to every specialty restaurant. I'm going to get X amount of photos. I don't have to pay for Wi-Fi because it's included, just to say, hey, this is my price. It may be a little bit shocking to look at that price before the cruise and go, I got to pay what? But I think it'd be better than looking at the end of the cruise and say, I spent what? So it might be better up front.
Well, and you could do payment
I agree.
plans on the cruise,
Yeah.
right? You could do payment plans ahead of time. So you're paying monthly towards it, and so you can even it out versus one bill at the end.
Right. Yeah, and then I just love that freedom. And that's what I feel like with the Cheers package, and that comment you just made, not having that big bill at the end. Some people that drink and they think like, I'm just an average drinker. I don't want to spend $500 a person on the Cheers package or whatever for a week. And then they get on there, they start having fun. Oh yeah, give me another drink, whatever. And then they get to the end, and their drink bill is like $1,500 or something, and like, oh my God, I was only having like 6-7 drinks a day, and how many did you have? And all of a sudden you get smacked in the face with this huge bill.
And there's also another good side to it, because just think about it, on the last day of the cruise, or even that morning when you disembark, the line at customer service is going to be cut drastically down to like nobody. So
right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good comment. I won't say it out loud just in case that's one of the three from our guests here. But I like that. Nathaniel, hello. Nathaniel is checking in. And yeah, some of you, great. Throw them in the comments there, and we can go back up and check those out. But like I said, just in case it's one of our one of our panelists ideas, or maybe they'll just steal yours. Maybe they'll be like, oh, you know what, that's better than ours. We'll go ahead and say that. All right. So yeah, that's a great start. And let's go down to Greg and Michelle, Cruise Life TV. And what's one idea you have to make cruising even better?
Well, so Michelle had a really good idea, and she just kind of threw it at me last night, and I have to agree. So you want to talk about?
Yeah, so
because
I'll talk about
where does the whole experience begin?
Where does it really start? And so for me, it starts when you walk into the port area, like to check in, and we've just had some not so great experiences at those terminals, especially in the VIP at Miami. The place is not big enough. There is absolutely there's a space to have a bar, and there's actually a thing for water, and it's empty. There's nobody around. It's ridiculous. And this is where the fun should start, but it's the antithesis of fun. There's nobody there really greeting you. The one or two people that are there are nice and accommodating and things like that. And they have, of course, the person trying to take your picture, but there's nobody there really having fun, making sure that you're enjoying your experience,
like before the concert or before the
right,
the,
like
the
a
game,
a warm-up band. You know what I mean? Like there should be a warm-up. And we've noticed too, at least in the ports that we've been at, the audio announcements are ridiculously bad.
The sound system is horrible.
It's atrocious.
You can't hear the calls.
Not a thing.
So
and there's no reason why they couldn't have screens up showing the letters that are now lining up as category A or category B or whatever. They should have those. And there's no reason why that's not there. It should absolutely 100% be better.
But
that's a great call, actually, because the fun squad meets you when you're coming back from a port. Why not have some of the fun squad in the area? Whether it be the VIP lounge, the Diamond Lounge, Captain's Lounge, or in the general area, just have them walking around talking. That's a great idea. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
The whole fun squad there. You just need, one or two to, and you know what? There's probably a lot of leftover food from the last cruise. Bring out a tray and just say, hey, have something to eat.
At least to have some water. Seriously.
And we go early, so we're not showing up in the middle of the the embarkation
right before.
I understand it's a lot different later on. I'm sure people get there and it's just like zoom, they're right on the ship, But something for the beginning, like when you're sitting there and you're waiting for them to finally make that first call, it needs to be a little bit of a better experience.
Yeah, because
or hell, have a bar that doesn't count against your 15. Have a cash bar, so you can get a couple more before you get on that baby. You know what
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to be the first one to say it because I think people are starting to think like I'm an alcoholic.
We're all alcoholics. That's all right.
All right. Well, hey, you had a couple tough acts to follow there, Andrew. But What are you going to hit us with an idea to make cruising even better here?
So mine is it's kind of out there already. The only problem is most of it's on Facebook. So I'm talking about the cruise groups, the pre-groups for your cruise. I would love to see that transfer over. I mean, those could still exist, but transfer them over to the individual cruise lines. So for Carnival Cruise Lines, for example, as soon as you book your cruise, you get like an email, a flash alert that says, hey, join the fun, like click this button, see who you're traveling with, you're cruising with, and then you access that. Because let's be honest, a lot of people don't like Facebook, a lot of people aren't on Facebook, and you know, all of us in this room have been on the cruise groups on Facebook, and you usually get maybe 1/4 of the entire cruise that's going to be in that Facebook group if you're lucky. So, you know, if the cruise ship holds 4,000 people, you'll get maybe 1,000. And that's honestly a really high number. But I would love to be able to join it on their platform and then have, hey, this is your cruise director, a little bit about them, maybe some fun squad members, who's the, you know, piano player, who's this, who's that, a little bit about the ship. You could do so much with it, but you're off of Facebook. Everybody knows, you know, it's a safe space. You can still create your events. Also, the website in general needs to be way better, way more user friendly. I mean, Carnival's, as far as theirs goes, is way better than a lot of the other cruise lines as far as friendliness goes to, you know, get around. But I really think that they could do a lot better at just the entire setup of the cruise. And for us, that's where it begins, because you start, you know, literally talking to everybody. I mean, during the pandemic, when we were doing the restart of the cruise, we were literally Zooming with, Zoom with, you know, people that were going to be on our cruise, setting up, you know, these little hangouts, you know, grab a cocktail, introduce yourself. So we could do a lot, but we just need to bring it to the cruise ship's website.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great idea as well. Yeah, so I'll move on to my first idea. My first idea comes in the casino. So I know this is not going to apply to everybody, but my casino idea is, you know, there's so many people I hear that like, oh, you know what? I only played $50. I only played $100, and I'm getting these $100 offers to cruise and this and that. Now, you know, like I say, without checking their mail or whatever, I can't confirm whether they're being, you know, 100%. But I mean, I don't know why they would lie about something like that. And then I hear other people say, you know, I spent, you know, $2,000 in the casino or whatever, and I'm not getting any offers at all or anything like that. So it's a little, and I know actually Carnival Cruise Addicts, they actually did a video, and I think it was your most popular one, that kind of broke down some of this stuff and explained it, which explains why that video might be your most popular one, is because it gives some answers to what I'm posing as a question here. But it would be nice if they just laid that out, like, hey, if you get, you know, and actually Chris was telling me before, like, you get, what is it, $100 for every 1,000 points?
Yeah, well, while you're on board, for every 1,000 points you accrue, whether it be on tables or slots, you have an available $10 credit, if you will. So let's just say you played and you got 10,000 points. So now you have $100, air quotes, onboard credit. But your
it's a comp.
It's a comp, yeah. Your casino host, say you want a steakhouse for 2. And you have you've accrued 10,000 points across the boards on that particular cruise, they can easily say, yes, I'm giving you a steakhouse. You know what? I'm going to throw in a bottle of wine too, because you're going, you know? So I agree with what you're saying for a future cruise credit, if you will, or, hey, if you hit X amount of points in X amount of period, we're going to give you this $250 room offer. If you get this one, you get a $500. If you get this one, you get a $100 room offer. I agree 100%. If you set those guidelines out there and say, if you hit this plateau, you're going to get X. Most land-based casinos easily tell you that. You spend X amount or you earn X amount, and you're going to get these offers. I think it's a great idea.
I would say though, like they just need to be more transparent.
Yes.
Right. That's it. Like some cruise lines, you go into the casino, they list out exactly how many points you need to get. If they just shared that, it would be less confusing and people would be happy. Oh no, don't do it.
Well, look, for Scott here, normally, I mean, a $5 isn't going to get it done, but Scott has been on the show a few times and, helped us out and everything. So for you, Scott, you get the discounted shot here. So
you get a lamp appearance.
And look at that. And you're going to get the lamp too. So look how far your super chat goes here.
Oh, Lord.
Well, it'll be better if I blind her. Sorry.
It's.
I bought this lamp
yes,
on the Helping Hand for Cruising.
You did.
Cruisathon. So
you didn't grab it. Scott
should
asked
be
for
in
the
my
lamp.
possession.
I put the lamp on.
Anyway, focus on the topic.
Yeah. Well, just to finish up there, and they have told me that before. Like I've gone, and I remember I actually messaged Liz and Chris because I know they're the big gamblers on our panel or whatever, and I was like, I just thought I was going to shock them, a little bit. Like, wow, you got that many points? Wow, you really been doing some gambling. I had like 13,000 points or 14,000 points, and I'm like, oh, they're going to be impressed by this. Watch. I'm like, hey. I got all these points, the most points I ever had. And they're like, yeah, we get like 30 or 40,000 every cruise, I was like, oops, never mind. But I mean, just with like my 14,000 points, they did offer me like a free ocean view. And I got to pay port fees and taxes, but cheers and an ocean view on a future cruise, which I'm going to use on spring break on the Jubilee. So yeah, it was a great deal. Just like I said, it's going to cost $500-600 with the taxes and everything, but but cheers included. It's like you can't beat that. So they do have some very good offers, and I mean it does pay off to gamble a little bit sometimes. But it would be nice, like I said, if they had a clear-cut answer, like, okay, you get this, and then you're going to get this offer for an interior room. If you get this many points, you will get a free interior room on a future cruise. Of our choice or something like that, I mean, and then people would be like, oh, you know what, 1,500 more points and we got a free cruise on an interior room, and then they would, keep playing or whatever, but at least they would know like, hey, I need to keep playing to hit this, or I'm going to get this once I get here. And they're like, okay, once I get there, I'm going to stop and just enjoy the rest of the cruise, whatever. But so that's my idea. So we're going to snake this back. So I'm actually going to give my second one. And then we're going to go back to Carnival Cruise Addicts and then go back to the same rotation we did. And Andrew will end up giving his second and third one when we get to him. So my second one has, a lot to do with some of my past videos. Okay. So most of you know by now, I traveled halfway around the world for nothing. I thought I was getting on the Carnival Splendor to a 15-day Journeys cruise, but my mistake was I did not, investigate my passport well enough. And I just assumed that my passport was good for more than 6 months, but it was not. I did get a couple emails from Carnival prior to basically saying, hey, the passport needs to be good at 6 months after the end of the cruise date and everything else. I do not deny that, never have. And so that was my fault. But what I would like to see Carnival do is before they present you a boarding pass, have they ask you for all your information. They ask for, credit cards. They ask for your passport. They ask for the issue date of your passport, the expiration date of your passport. So for example, like if you are going to travel with a passport and that's what you're going to need, if for some reason, like me, it is going to expire and you're not going to be allowed to board the ship, let us know. Let us know and say, hey, you know what? This is, not going to be good. It has to be good for 6 months. And some people may not know that. And, if they're like me and get 200 emails a day, they might not, look through all their emails and read all the fine print. and that might save them, you know. And yeah, I mean, obviously it would have saved me from traveling halfway around the world, or I would have run my butt to the U.S. embassy or consulate or whatever and tried to get, you know, the passport that I needed, not an emergency passport, and it might have saved me. So, yeah, just some notification. So your boarding pass truly is going to get you on the ship. So, I mean, I don't feel like they should give you a boarding pass if it's not going to get you on the ship. If you tell everything truthfully before at check-in, and you didn't make a mistake or anything on dates or anything like that, then, you know, you should be able to get on the ship with your boarding pass. But that's my number 2.
Well, I would say on top of that, though, they should actually move the check-in like to 30 days versus, 14 days or 16, because that'll actually give you time to rectify that.
Yeah,
right?
no, I totally agree. I mean, as you know, we're the Carnival Cruise Addicts, and I think all cruise lines can learn from that is, like you said, they have every information that's needed. They should have a flag in their system that says, Mr. Coach Cruise, you are 4 days shy of being eligible for this cruise. Go now, do this. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, well, Coach, I have you to thank for this, because we have cruises booked. We have 3 cruises coming up. Every 2 months we have a cruise we're going on. And I know my passport's going to expire next year, but it's in September of next year. Right. So after this whole incident, I actually did the math and found out that my passport was going to expire during the John Heald cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So my passport's over there in Irving, Texas right now, and it's being renewed. Processed. And I wanted to wait until after the John Heald. I was going to wait, and
don't do it.
Thanks to you, I jumped on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I could always get an emergency passport. I'm sure that'll work here in the U.S. and the Caribbean islands. So,
and the thing about it is, I mean, you're not the only one. I've had probably 10 to a dozen people message me and say, thank you. I remember one recently, a gentleman messaged me and he said, wow, we're going on a cruise in March and we have our kids' passports and they expire in August. So that would have been within that 6-month window. So, if they'd have been like me and just overlooked the emails they got sent or whatever, they'd have shown up at the port, happy to take their family vacation. Like, oh yeah, do you have any, birth certificate or something for your kids or whatever else they might need? No, we don't. Well, sorry, we're not going to let you get on the cruise because, your kids.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really sorry. I mean, it happened to you, but I look at it like, look how many people like you're helping, Yeah. I wanted you on the cruise, but you're really helping a lot of people like us.
Well, hey, you know what? I mean, that's definitely a silver lining. And I'm still waiting. Carnival, they emailed me and they said, hey, this is an excellent idea. The upper management's looking at it or whatever, and we'll let you know what happens.
Now, listen, I'm over here at the Carnival headquarters down in Doral, Florida. I can go upstairs to Christine Duffy's office right now.
Yeah, why don't you, run off and, come back real quick and let us know.
Take it upstairs right after we're done. How about that?
All right.
Put it right on our desk.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So, Carnival Cruise Addicts, you're number 2. Your number 2 reason to make cruising even better.
I mean, this is kind of a little thing, but like, I don't want to have to sign receipts anymore. Like, it'd be so easy to just not have the receipt. Yeah. Scan your card, be done. Stop wasting all the paper. Like, especially if you have the Cheers package where you already paid the gratuity and then they're asking like for another tip. Like, if we want a tip, we're going to tip in cash and we're going to add it. I just don't think it's necessary to sign. I think it's
and there are cruise lines that are already doing that. Isn't Royal one of those?
Yeah. And you just
have to with a tablet. Things? Does anybody know?
What was that, Andrew? Sorry.
So I was saying MSC does. You just scan their card with the tablet, and you can order as many drinks as you want. You can say 5 beers, 2 shots, done. No signatures, no paper, no nothing.
Yep, I would agree.
You can do it all at once with your card, like on their all-inclusive drink package?
Mm-hmm.
All at once. You don't have to wait.
Nope. We've
waiting
got-
is also a pain in the
We've
butt.
done on their private island, and obviously you can get drinks on their private island anyway. It's included in their drink package, but we wanted to go down to the beach a little bit a ways from the bar, so we brought our Carnival little cooler zipper bag. And before we went, we're like, hey, can you throw like 6 Coronas in here, however many you'll fit, and then pour ice on it? And they said, absolutely. Gave us a little cup of limes, and off we went. So,
Wow.
Well, and the funny thing too is, do you know how many times like that little piece of paper like flies off the bar? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it flew away. And I'm like running after it to give it back to them. I'm like, that paper's got to go.
Well, not only that, but it's such a time waster too. Like, I understand, obviously, it's good for the crew because you're more likely to get tips because, of course, you're signing. But at the same time, they're looking for the little folder. They're looking for a pen. They're getting the paper. They're confusing which who's who. And, like, the paper's flying everywhere. So it's...
That's why you don't take the receipt and you give them cash instead.
Right. Well, and then, they could have if they really need a signature for every drink, they could have a digital one, just like, at all the stores, all the storefronts. But
picture that at a bar with, 50 drunk cruisers and you have an electronic device and they're spilling the drinks on it. I don't think that will last long. Much like the receipts,
I don't know about that. I think you can do it.
There's handheld ones that they can hand them, just like at restaurants. Now they have the handheld ones they can give you, and you sign with your finger and, hand it back to them. It's not much more than, handing, the paper receipt.
I'm going to say hi to a few new people that just checked in. 2 gringos on the Gulf. Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for that. Controversial Cruising. Scott says, the bar crawl and the spring break cruise, it will be crazy. We have Kevin B and Frankie Floyd checking in. Good to see you guys as always.
Thank you.
And then we have the spoiled mama. I don't know if I mentioned you earlier.
Hey, Michael Ann.
Good to see you. Mike Anthony, another one of our admins. He got $500 onboard credit. I never heard of this before for hosting a slot pull. So that makes me want to host a slot pull. I don't get $500 onboard credit for hosting a bar crawl. So, Mike, you gotta let me know who you talk to, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Coach, you get some kind of compensation when you do those bar crawls. I'm surprised you don't.
Right. Well, for the slot pull, traditionally, whoever hosts the slot pull, they put their card into the machine. So let's just say you did a $100 slot pull and you had 10 people there. You're running $1,000 through that machine. So your points are building up very quickly. So if you're hosting the slot pull, you will likely get some more offers because you just put a lot of money running through on the slot machine. Like the last one we did, it was $100 one. And because you do the 10 to 20s and you're there for 4 or 5 hours. You do $100 one, 10, 12 people showed up, I think, at max. And you're playing a $10 machine. So it runs through a lot quicker. And everybody did what they were supposed to do. We got to the end and we're like, oh, we're down $20. Who wants to do it again? Everybody's like, yay! So the host has their card in the machine. So they do it again. So yeah, I can see where that happens.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. We got Abram de Guzman. What's going on? Deborah Young Reed, I don't think I mentioned you earlier. They need to ask for expiration and let us know if it isn't good. Yeah, I agree with that. So North Shore Travelers is saying hello to people. Ann says she agrees. Total BS. We're not notified on the boarding pass. Thanks for that, Ann. North Shore Traveler says, I like how Royal lets you complete the muster drill on your phone the day of the cruise. All you have to do is check in at your station and you are done. You know what? I agree with that, Eric. I will say, though, that Carnival has gotten so much better, though. Honestly, Carnival has let me check in, and they're like, oh, you're Diamond. You've seen this before, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you guys can go. Yep. They've just not even made us stay for the little 10-second thing or whatever, which is great.
Yes.
I mean, I can't even imagine going back to the thing where we stand in rows and in the heat. And,
and you had your life vest on. You remember that? You had to actually go to your room, get your life vest, go outside, sit there with a bunch of other sweaty, drunk people for like 45 minutes. And now I don't get why people don't do this when they walk on the boat. They have made it so freaking easy. You walk on, you go to your muster station, continue on your day. That simple.
Right.
30 seconds.
And then we have Life is Good today. I think you haven't checked in yet. So hello. Brub Bay is here saying spoiled Americans.
We are.
World problems.
Jeffrey Rusnak is here. Welcome, Jeffrey. A Muncie channel is here. Says hello, Carnival Cruise addicts and everyone. Adventures with Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave is here, and the bar is wet and receipt sticks to it. Yeah. Matthew Jones is here. CNS Travel is here. Good to see you guys. And I think Cruise Nuts. I did not mention you yet. Good to see you guys. Cruise Nuts is back once again. Nathaniel, I don't know if I mentioned you earlier, but good to see you. Macrina, I mentioned. She says, though, I do is drop off my carry-on muster, then party, take 10 minutes total before a beverage. Yep. Good idea there. And yeah, a bunch of people talking about the muster station or whatever. Real quick update on the super chats. We have CLTV number 1 through 7, Rick Wade 8 through 17, Aaron H 18 through 37, and Scott from Controversial Cruising 38 through 42. If anybody else does a super chat. Amethyst Hayes Adventures, I think you are just checking in. So hello. And let's go back to Andrew, because Andrew's going to run us back. He just gave us his second way to make cruising better. Now he's going to give us his third way, and then we're going to snake back to the end. So what do you got for us, Andrew?
Did I do my second? Am I that tired?
I thought your second was not using the card or not use, or was that somebody else?
No, I think
not signing yet. I think he's on his second.
Not signing receipts.
That was
That was us.
Oh, that was you. Okay, so we got to go to Greg and Michelle. I'm sorry. Yeah,
He has not had enough Red Bull yet today.
You know what? The scary thing is, I think I've only done one shot so far. There is a little something.
That is a scary. That's what I was just thinking.
Uh-oh.
Like, what's going on here?
I mean, normally I get like this once people are like buying me shots like the 5th and 6th one, but yeah, I don't know what's going on.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead. Next one's yours.
So this is a tip that I kind of give out every now and then. I don't know if any of you have heard it, but this is more for a tip for the cruiser, the person who's going on the cruise, not as much as like what maybe Carnival should do, what they shouldn't do, but to enhance your cruising experience. One of the things that I always recommend to new cruisers, or if you've been cruising for a long time, especially people who have been cruising for a long time, because they're kind of like stuck in their own ways of doing things and what they do on the ship. My tip is try something you've never tried before. You know, we've done it, and it really enhances the experience. You know, so if you have, there could be something that if you've never scuba dived before or snorkeled, do something. Go in the water, experience it. If you haven't been in the casino, go in the casino and experience that as well.
Oh my God.
Because you'll
Play
the craps, and then crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something that I kind of recommend to anybody who's going on a cruise. Try something you have never done before.
Yeah,
Go
like the water slide.
Go out of your comfort zone. Do that straight
Like the
drop.
water slide.
Well,
Yeah.
So
I'm going to do almost 3 here for this. That's a hefty one. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, thank you so much. So here is number 1. Cheers to you all.
Cheers to you guys.
There is one. If I wasn't forgetting what the heck I was talking about before, I'm sure it's
what the hell are you talking about?
Just need some water in between. Hydrate.
This time I actually brought some.
There you go.
And I
Brought the
will.
good stuff.
And we will set up Zoe here. Zoe, come here. She has on a pup cup today. Come here. You got
She's getting the whipped cream.
you were getting hooked up, doggy.
Where's my whipped cream?
You want your whipped cream?
That's a big one right there.
That's a big super chat too. So yeah. Hi for Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Big thank you for that one. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He's excited.
All right, and one more. Here we go.
Oh, 150. Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well,
okay.
Passports and things.
And because of that, we are only 8 away from doing a shirt drawing. Like I said, Cruise Live TV was on here, 1 through 7, Rick 8 through 17, Aaron 18 through 37, Scott from Controversial Cruising 38 through 42, and Carnival Cruise Addicts, of course, with that big 50, are 43 through 92. If somebody does another $10 super chat, we'll get over that 100, and we will be good. Okay, so yeah, that's a great one. And now finally, I think we're to Andrew. So sorry about that. I basically was trying to get Andrew to do a second and third one beforehand, but so
no
yeah.
And I agree with Craig so much about the last one too, because like 95% of my stories, good stories, comes from something that we've tried for the first time or experiencing something for the first time.
Yeah.
Just get out of your, everyday life.
We try to do that on almost every cruise. We do something a little bit different that we've never done before.
That's awesome. So what my second one is very simple. There are other cruise lines that do this, but I figured we were kind of all talking about Carnival mostly. And that is, I'd love to see a late debarkation, but more specifically being able to stay in your cabin. Even if it's just a little bit later, an hour and a half. I understand the crew needs to get in to clean, do the super detail on it, but other cruise lines do it. I think it would help also because, people could sleep in a little bit. You can make this a priority perk, whether it's gold, platinum, diamond. You could maybe upcharge it for however much. I have no idea, but that's for them to say. But for us specifically, I mean, yeah, we like to wake up, get breakfast. But other than that, we're kind of just staring at each other, feeling depressed on the last day, waiting to get off the ship. And if we could sleep in a little bit, the crowds would be a little bit less. I think it would be good. I mean, obviously people need to get off the ship to get flights, hit the road, whatever, but a lot of people don't. So I think that would be a great perk. I know I would love it, even if it was just an extra hour. So that is my second one. And then moving right into my third one is going to be shore excursions. And specifically, like when you look at the details of a shore excursion through Carnival's website, sometimes it's not even the correct pictures of the shore excursion. A lot of times they don't even, it says they have a video, there's no video, or if it's something else, they don't give you a lot of detail. I would love, for Carnival to either hire someone or take charge of it, go on these tours. It doesn't have to be like we do, where we go through the entire tour, vlog the day, go over all the details of each tour, but it could be like a 3 to 5 minute video. Hey, this is what to expect. This is what to bring. We're going to go here. You're going to learn about this. This is going to be the activity. You might want to bring this. There's, might be souvenirs, bring some cash, et cetera, et cetera. But like, some of the tours there's no reviews on, and again, we've booked tours, and there's other cruise lines that are guilty of this as well, but we've booked excursions and we get on the excursion and it has nothing to do with what we booked. I mean, some elements are there, but a lot of elements are missing, whether it's, a food outing or you're going to see something specifically. So I think they could just redo that. It would make life so much easier. Obviously, there's channels like All of Us where, we put that information out there the best we can, but we can only go on so many cruises. The excursions change, month to month, week to week. Companies come in, companies go out. So there's got to be a better way. And I think it would just help tremendously, cruisers trying to get that information and make, that big decision, because the shore excursions are a lot of money and it's a lot of pressure to make a really good decision, for a vacation that you maybe only go on once a year or once every other year. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a really valid point. And like you were saying too, I mean, excursions are expensive. So I mean, and you only get one shot in the port usually. I mean, usually I'm not going to have time to do 2 different excursions or whatever. So you have to make the most of that excursion. If that's the only time you're going to go to that destination, you want to make sure you do the very best thing and everything. So yeah, that's very valid point. Cruise Life TV, you said this is Caitlin's super chat.
Yeah, this is from Caitlin. She's in the chat watching, and this is her $20 to you, Coach.
All right, so I wrote down Caitlin, and Caitlin, thank you, because that put us over 100. So we will do a drawing here for the shirt.
Did you get Danny D's $5 super chat?
I did. I put it up on the screen, and Danny D, thank you for that. I'm going to go through the numbers right after I give Zoe here.
Oh, look at Zoe.
She's eyeing that thing.
Look at that.
Look how excited she is about this. It's like, this is on already. Quit.
Give it to me, Daddy.
So thank you to Caitlin. Say hi. Say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you, though. Okay. Good enough. All right. And I did the shot already. So, yes, I do have Danny D, the spectacular supporter. So CLTV is numbers 1 through 7. Rick Wade is 8 through 17. Aaron started us off today with the first super chat of tonight. She is 18 through 37. Scott from Controversial Cruising, 38 through 42. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 43 through 92. Danny D, the spectacular supporter, 93 through 97. And Caitlin is 98 through 100. But Caitlin, you are also numbers 1 through 17. We may not get to the next 100, but you are 1 through 17 for the 100, next week if we don't get to it this week. So those are the numbers there, and you see I have nothing at the top of my screen here. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. What do we got there? 76. And what do you know? The big $50 super chat pays off. Carnival Cruise.
Way to go.
You are the winners. And they got a couple Coach Cruise shirts on right now. They're modeling. They're modeling for if anybody else wants to get one.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
The X-rated show tonight.
And we were I was telling everybody, like that would be a great idea to do super chats. Chris is so willing to take his shirt off. We could say
this is
a super chat for Chris to take his shirt off, a super chat to get Chris to put his shirt back on. It would just be you guys could pay for your casino, like that. I think.
Well, it's actually my next topic. When you get to that, is bringing back fun stuff like the hairy chess contest. I'm just saying.
Well, hold that thought. Hold it. We are going back to Greg and Michelle, and then we will get to your idea right after Greg and Michelle from Cruise Life TV. So, what is your third way to make cruising?
I mean, there's so many to pick from, but let's talk about. What do you think, Michelle?
Well,
you want to talk about what, the hub, or
I don't know, maybe this one. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's putting down the crew members. I don't want to do that.
Okay, all right. Well, no, it's not putting them down. But anyway, okay, maybe that one.
So we selected the Carnival Hub app. Okay, so one of the things that we kind of like, but we hate at the same time, it's like one of those love and hate things, is when you purchase the chat for $5, it never works.
Yeah, well, everybody hates that.
Everybody hates it. It never works. Just make the chat free. Don't charge anybody for it.
Then you can't complain.
When
it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, they could say, well, it's because everybody uses it, and that's why it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Carnival Hub app. Two things that I would like to see changed with that is the text messaging should be free, and the other thing would be
the favorite list.
The favorite list.
Right.
You should be able to customize your favorite list. So, like, if Coach Cruise is doing a bar crawl at a certain time on a certain day, hey, I want to be able to type that in. So when I go to my favorites list, I could see, hey, that's right before the Punchline or Comedy Club.
Right, it's inserted. So like you have an option to add something in there, like your activity in between.
Activities.
So when you look at your favorites, it's like, okay, 10 o'clock trivia, 12 o'clock.
You could heart all these things.
Yeah, but then you should be able to like insert something like, okay, this is my activity and this is what I'm doing at this time. And then the other person can see it and other people in your group. But yeah, there's been countless times where we're like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be here. We had hearted this because we like that, but then we figured out that this was what was going to happen, but it wasn't in our little to-do list or activity list. So I think absolutely they should add an ability to put something in your little schedule for the day.
That's a great idea. And honestly, a lot of people have asked me about that, because I always recommend, that's one of my number one recommendations for people going on cruises is the Facebook thing, the Facebook cruise page, like typing in the name of your cruise ship and the date and everything. And then you'll come upon that cruise page. But, usually a good number of people that are on that cruise page only ends up being about 1,000. And that's on ships like the Mardi Gras or the Celebration or something like that, ships that hold like 6,000 people. So even people that are in the know, it's only like 1 out of every 6 people are even know about these Facebook groups and find out about all these extra events like the slot pulls and the Coach Cruise bar crawls and all that. And like I say, it's only a Coach Cruise bar crawl when I'm on a cruise, but there are other bar crawls. There are other people hosting bar crawls. It's not just me out there. So yeah, I mean, you can do fun events like that aren't necessarily hosted by Carnival. So yeah, it would be nice if they had access to those. And maybe they could put some disclaimer like, this is not a Carnival sponsored, event or whatever. So
even for the guests to be able to customize it themselves, where Carnival doesn't actually have to input the information.
Right. Just a little bit that when you hearting something, you can add a heart, which is an activity for yourself. So you can say a time like, okay, noon to 1, lunch at the Serenity Pool. We're getting salads. Meet us there.
Family event at 2 o'clock, and
Yeah, something like that. Just something that you can put in there so that we know what we want to do, and then then other people in your group could be able to see that too. If you link your hub that. Yeah,
Mike likes the quest.
Yeah.
Mike, I know there's one person that's watching tonight that agrees with you 100%. I won't say their name, but I know there's at least one person out there that agrees with you 100% on that. But Angie Hart is here. Welcome, Angie. And if there's anybody else I missed, throw yourself up in the comments and say, hey, you didn't say my name, and I will say your name and say hello. But yeah, that is a great one, Cruise Life TV. And let's go back up to Carnival Cruise Addicts.
I'm going to go with things that are not entirely politically correct these days, such as like Quest. Somebody just say Quest. So that's on a select few cruises, and it's really up to the cruise director. But, I mean, just silly, stupid stuff like the hairy man contest, the hairy chest contest. They had hairy leg contest. They had a whole bunch of stuff that in today's day and age is not seen as acceptable, and it may or may not offend somebody. You know what I mean?
Bless you.
That's you.
Was that your soundboard, or did she sneeze? Well, I mean, just
I
going
might do it
back.
again.
She said I agree.
Going back to having fun on the cruises. Anybody and everybody can and possibly and likely will be offended by something. If you don't like it, I relate this because I'm coming up on 50. And if you don't like the channel on the radio, tune the channel. If you don't like the hairy chest contest, don't go to it. If you don't like the comedy because they're political or they're offensive, don't go to it. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know.
You know, Chris, that kind of leads back to what we were saying about try something you've never tried before. You may not like the hairy chest contest, but go to it instead. Go to it anyway because you may like it.
It might be fun for you.
I participated for the first time years ago on Grand Turk, and I'm running down the beach in not a Speedo, thank God. Everybody would have left. But in my shorts, no shirt, I'm running down the beach, and then they made us run up and down stairs. And, you know, back then I was 40 pounds heavier. And I'm like, you know, but it was fun. Everybody around us was having fun, and it was a good time. Everything today is so...
It's a different world we live in.
It is, but stop being offended. I mean, just have fun. Do stuff that's fun.
I agree. I agree. And the quest is about the most
risque.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get more extreme than that. I mean, you will see some things
On a regular
quest that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they allow this, you know, like on a cruise ship or whatever. Because I know
you may appreciate this, but we never knew about the quest until Caitlin said, "Hey, we got to go to the quest tonight." I'm like, "What's the quest? I don't know what that is." So I went with Caitlin, our daughter.
Right. They saw that on their honeymoon cruise.
They went on the honeymoon
they had
cruise.
it on their honeymoon cruise. And so when we were on the
And it's
next
like 11
cruise-
o'clock. I'm like, what is this? You know? And
yeah,
it's like,
she's like, come on.
we
let's
had
go."
such a blast. It was
Yeah,
great.
that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And those people that might be a little scared, like, oh my God, I mean, the way you all are talking, maybe I don't want to go to this. You can sit in the back and hide and just kind of watch. And
Yeah,
I promise you will laugh hysterically, like, and then your jaw will drop and you will cover your mouth like, oh my God, you know.
And then it becomes so much fun that you want to actually be part of it, you know.
You want to do it the next time on, you know, you're on a cruise, and
You find yourself getting closer and closer to the front.
I imagine this goes for all cruise lines. Obviously, we're Carnival, but we know a lot of people that do other cruise lines, and they do other stuff that was super fun, borderline risque, but just fun, and they all stopped it too. So I mean,
Royal still does the sexy man competition at the pool.
Yeah, you just
what about the sexy woman at the pool?
They want to see the men.
No, we don't. We want to see the women.
We want to see the sexy.
We want to see the men.
I mean, I feel like, you know, if we want equality and everything, if there's we need to have a sexy woman.
Let's go.
Am I wrong? I mean, it should be equal.
Yeah, Michelle, take it off.
No. It's so much more fun when we have the sexy man contest because, you know, men can be sexy no matter what they look like.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I like what Mandy just posted. No one is ever going to see you again. Why not do it? And that's what I thought. I'm like, hey, I'm a fat ass running around a beach in the islands. Who's going to see me again? I don't give a crap. You know?
All right. Let me, Yoli hooked us up here with a $15 super chat.
Oh, yeah,
Yoli. I got a puff cup here for Zoe here. High five for Yoli. And then what do you say to Yoli? You say thank you. That's right. And Yoli, and if anybody wants to send out some best wishes, Yoli married to Andrew. They watch the show all the time, but Andrew got a double knee replacement. And he has been struggling. Yeah, he's been getting very little sleep because of the pain involved with a serious procedure like that. So if you all want to send out your best wishes for a speedy recovery and prayers and all that other stuff, they probably would take them happily. But Yoli, thank you for that, and thank you for this treat and Zoe's treat.
Sean, which Michelle are you talking about? Is this Michelle or Andrew's Michelle?
Andrew's Michelle. For the see-through bikini, I think it's Andrew's Michelle.
I don't know. I've seen you.
Nobody wants to see me in a see-through. Nobody wants to see me in a bikini.
I do.
Regardless.
It's not me. I can tell you that goddamn much.
Wait, who asked that question? Let me put it on the screen.
Down on the cruisers, Sean.
Yeah,
Michelle.
Down under cruisers. Yeah, they're crazy out there. Oh, Down Under Cruisers, by the way, I wanted to say I forgot to comment on you. I highlighted it earlier, but yeah, it wasn't a wasted. I mean, I totally enjoyed my time in Sydney. So, I mean, I can't say I flew halfway around the world for nothing. Sydney was beautiful and I had a great time in Sydney. So, it wasn't like a complete waste, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't have flown all the way around there just to tour around Sydney and everything. But yeah, so the Oracle's channel.
You flew entirely around the world because you flew halfway and then halfway back.
Yeah, I did. Oracle's channel, where are you? Because they're saying good morning. So maybe they're from Australia also. Maybe it's the morning in Australia.
I think it's Philippines.
Oracle's channel,
Yeah,
where are you messaging us from? But good morning to you, wherever that is. And let us know so we can be like, oh, hey, we're checking in from this country or that country.
Watching from the Philippines. Oh,
is it the Philippines? Okay.
I love Danny's comment.
Look at Danny.
What'd she say? Oh,
is this one?
It's still where it usually goes.
How did I miss the see-through bikini? And whose bikini were we talking about?
Poor Danny. Sorry.
Did you get an answer for that or no? Oh, from the Philippines. All right. Watching from the Philippines. I want to go. That's one of my bucket list places I want to go. It's a long plane ride, so I got to go business class or better.
I'd like to go there.
Class. Got to save up my money. But the Philippines, you know what? In a place like the Philippines, it's so cheap there. Think about this. It's so cheap there that you can, the cost of your plane ticket, right, is going to be expensive there and back. But the money you're going to save on accommodations and food and entertainment and everything, because it's so cheap there, it's not going to end up being as expensive as maybe some of your other places. Like if you go to London, for example, it's going to be crazy expensive to get accommodations and stuff like that in London or Paris or something like that. The amount of money you're going to spend on accommodations and stuff to stay in Paris for a week compared to you could stay in the Philippines for a month and probably get a penthouse for the same price that you would spend for a week in Paris.
So basically what you're saying is if you go to the Philippines, you could get blank for $1.
Hey, you know what? I mean, you're going to spend a lot of money on the plane ticket, but yeah. I mean, it's going to.
I don't think it's blank. I think it's blanked.
Blank. Yeah.
Yes, you get blanked.
I got you. All right, who do we leave off on? Because I've done a lot of shots, so I forget. Whose turn is it?
You're doing good, Coach. I think you're up to your last one, right?
I think it's your turn. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
You did.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did I not say? I did the casino. Oh yeah. The next one is it's my third one for a reason. Okay, so once you reach a certain loyalty level, and I know other cruise lines already do this, so I'm coming from Carnival perspective. So when you first hit Diamond, you get a free specialty dining. One free specialty dining is what you get, and then you get like a leather key holder or something like that. It's nothing special when you hit Diamond. It really isn't. And I'm thinking like, you spent 200 days at sea in order to get to Diamond. So divide 7 into 200 to figure out how many cruises that is. Full length cruises, right? That's a lot of damn cruises. And you're going to give me one specialty dining. So I'm saying how to make cruising better. And I know other cruise lines already do this. You don't even have to tell me, but yeah, Carnival's changing their VIFP, and their free laundry is great. So maybe not every cruise line does the free laundry, but Carnival does. So maybe that's a thing that other cruise lines don't do that they do. But I would say, you should get a free steakhouse every time. Like if you're at the top of the loyalty chain, you should get a free steakhouse every time, or whatever specialty dining. If they have a seafood specialty dining, you should get that. Like I feel like that would make cruising better. if you are loyal to one particular cruise line, they should recognize that and say, hey, look, we're going to give you more than a little pin and a little gift that you're going to give away or throw away or whatever.
Coach, you actually hit a sore subject with me because
yeah,
this is one thing I cannot stand about the loyalty program, and it drove me crazy. It drives me crazy.
Talks about it so much.
I hate the free drink that they give you. They should not give you that stupid free drink. That one free drink just drives me crazy. We buy the drink package on every single cruise. So we miss out on the free water bottle. We miss out on the free drink. They need to just give you like a $10 onboard credit. That would make me so much more happy than a free drink that I'll never be able to use because we always buy the drink package.
Yeah. The water's the big one. So you can get the water.
There's like big ones.
But we can get a free small bottle with every other alcoholic drink that we get.
And in the main dining room, we get the big bottle if we want to get a big bottle of water.
Yeah, there's other big things they can do. But and I totally agree. I mean, one of the things that was on our list, because we did a whole bunch of things that could possibly make cruising better. We've been cruising Carnival since '99, and I remember when we hit gold status, and the crew would be like, they look at our card, we give their card for the drink, they're like, oh, gold, oh, thank you so much for coming back to us. Then we hit platinum, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are platinum? You cruise a lot. And then we hit diamond, they're like, we don't give a crap. You know what I mean? So it was that little bit of recognition for the brand loyalty. Like, I used to travel for work, and we would walk into a hotel to check in, and they're like, oh, you are X status. Thank you for coming back. We appreciate you. As silly as it sounds, I miss it. I really miss that.
It's not silly because how many times have you called Amazon and they always say, thank you for being a member?
Yeah, they say, oh, thank you for being this tier. Thank you for being that tier. It's little, but I miss it. You know what I mean? When we were gold, and that was eons ago, it was fun to have that recognition.
Yeah.
No, I loved it.
Amethyst makes a good point. Real quick, in regards to that drink, and this is if you ever choose to do a cruise out of Galveston, Greg. Mm-hmm. But if that first day in Galveston, I think out of New York as well, they don't allow the Cheers package. So that free drink would come in real handy out of Galveston or New York. So
that free drink will only make me want 10 more.
It's still free.
Give me $10. Spend it on the free drink, Yeah,
you could still take the $10 onboard credit and buy a drink with it.
Yeah.
Or 15 or whatever,
Yeah.
But these are all great topics.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
for sure.
And you know what? I mean, we didn't go crazy over, and we got 12 different things that could make cruising better from everybody. And I think it was a interesting topic, and I probably didn't do as good a job as I should have done on highlighting comments from everybody. I mean, some of you had some really good comments and some really good ideas. And, I hope that everybody that was watching, that was, looking at those comments, gained from that. But yeah, because there were some really, really good ideas. And we have to factor those in too. I mean, there was a couple of them that I'm like, ooh, let me write that down, whatever. So is there any last comments from any of you? Carnival Cruise?
Yeah, Michael Lamb.
Do you have anything else you wanted to add in here before we call it a week?
Not really. I mean, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody for coming. I love seeing everybody on camera. So good to talk to you guys. And it's good to hear the different points of view because, we are Carnival people. Most everybody on here has cruised other lines than Carnival. So it's good to see the little different views.
All right. I have one more thing that they should do. They need to bring back Thunder Tots.
Yeah. Hold it up to the screen.
I agree.
Bring back Thunder Tots.
Anybody that doesn't like tots, honestly.
Oh,
there's a person alive that doesn't like tots. I mean, I don't
Listen,
think.
Liz, have you tried their Thunder Tots?
I
have. You
have.
had the opportunity?
I think
Yes.
I did a little video on it actually at one point or another.
I mean, Domino's offers tater tots. I mean, seriously.
No, they were actually they were really
They were
really yummy.
spot
They were
on.
really yummy. It's a little sore subject for us, but yeah. But that kind of went back to our other thing that we were going to talk about, which was that basically a lot of times they don't really advertise the stuff that they have. Like they didn't really we saw it on YouTube and stuff, but they didn't tell the crew members about it. Like nobody knew about it. They offered it. Customer service didn't know. We asked them about it.
Pig and Anchor didn't know.
Right.
Nobody knew about it.
And they were offered like so little, like only a dinner and only on certain
cruise ships,
like the XL class. I'm like, what? And like, why didn't they put that in the advertising? And why didn't the crew know? And that's the other thing. Like, why doesn't the crew know about certain things that they should know? Like they should put out memos to everybody. I know they have a lot of crew members and a lot of them don't speak great English or whatever, but there should be a lot more education for their people, especially the people that have been there like a long time, even if they're just, people
they only know how to answer the basic questions,
and they should know more. They really should know more.
Right.
On every cruise line. That goes without saying. Okay, bye.
So for Miss Holder's comment that she did one earlier, she commented that people sitting at the table should talk to each other. And we literally just did a video yesterday or today about this, where if you're sitting at a community table, stop and talk to each other. Take the phone, put it down, order what you got, because most of the stuff is on the phone. Stop and talk to each other. We were on the Magic mere weeks ago, and we were sat at a community table for breakfast and brunch a couple of times, and everybody's just on their phone. Stop, talk to people. Seriously, the whole point of being on a cruise is to enjoy yourself, enjoy your vacation. Put the phone down. Enjoy the people around you.
So what you're saying would make cruising better is if people actually got off their phone for a minute and talked to each other.
We've met many of the people on a cruise and had a great time, and we've talked to them after the cruise. Put the damn phone down. Enjoy the people that are around you on a community table and meet people.
Yeah, I agree.
And the other thing also is that, interact with them and it makes your experience so much better. But you know what? You're actually making their experience better now, because now they're interacting where they were just sitting down.
Then you cross them, in the hallways. Oh, hey, how you doing? I don't know. It's in community is what makes us human. I really believe. There's just so much more. Well, connectiveness is just up levels our experience as people. For sure, in every aspect of our lives.
Absolutely. Yep, I
Especially
agree.
baking.
And that's one of the things I love. That's why I love the Vista class so much, is because they have that Havana area. And if you can get the Havana area, if it's not cost restrictive for you, it is such a social area, like Chris just mentioned, where, people get in the pool and they're in the hot tub or whatever, and you're talking and you're meeting a small community of people, but you're still, you have no option unless you have, I guess you could have a phone with a waterproof case and then you could still look at your phone. But for the most part, you're back there and people are talking like we used to back in the old days. Getting to know one another and have fun with one another and everything. So it's all good. Oh, Kimberly Lovell is checking in. She says, "Thank you all, Coach Cruise, CCA, Cruise Life TV, Funnelheads, and everyone. This was a great live. Thanks for all the info, education, wisdom, experiences, views, and especially fun tonight." Thank you for that, Kimberly. That was a great comment. Matthew Jones is checking in. We're so excited for our honeymoon cruise. We selected that it was for our honeymoon. Do they do anything special because of that? Yeah, Matthew, absolutely. What cruise line are you going on? If you are going on Carnival, I would suggest messaging John Heald directly letting him know it's your honeymoon cruise and what cruise ship you're going on and the date of that cruise ship. And you can find him on Facebook. Right now, his picture is a little microphone. So pick the top microphone. If there's more than one microphone, pick the top one because that's the one that has the most followers or whatever. And yeah, you could ask him. But if it's another cruise line, yeah, just reach out to them. Macrina says, I'm close to Diamond like you all with Carnival. Heck, been cruising since the 80s. My husband previously worked on Carnival. Seen a lot. People aren't friendly anymore many times. Yeah, that's a shame. You know what, Macrina, I hope that's not the case, you know, most of the time. Most of the time, I've found people are still friendly. You just got to find the right people, right? But yeah, there's people out there that, I don't know. It's like they don't understand they're on vacation and they can be whatever, you know. but there's a lot of people out there that understand they're on vacation. They're pretty nice and they're pretty fun.
And that's 90% of the people, Coach. It used to be 99, and that percentage has gone down, unfortunately. You know, and I mean, you're on vacation. Just relax, have a good time. Open your yap and talk to the person. One of the things I love doing because it makes people uncomfortable because I'm an ass is talking to people in the elevator. You know, they close the door, they stare at the wall. I'm like, oh, you're staring at the same wall I am. How are you today? And they're like, they have no idea what the hell to do because somebody talked to them in the elevator. It's like, I didn't just fart. If I did, you wouldn't be in the elevator. You'd be getting the hell out. You know?
Right, exactly. Matt,
Go.
On Facebook, do a search for John Heald and tell him like, hey, you know, we're going on our honeymoon cruise, you know, whatever. We're going to be on this ship on this date or whatever. John Heald is usually really, really good about, you know, sending something to your room that's special, whether it's a bottle of champagne or a cake or something.
I don't give you personal information, but just give him a room number and the ship you're on.
Yeah. Yeah. And he'll probably take care of it.
Those on those.
Yeah. So that's about all I got. Nathaniel says, I love chatting with people, especially the crew. I've learned so much just by saying a simple hello. And I'm with you on that, Nathaniel. I mean, I have so many friends now that are crew members on Carnival. And I mean, Milan, I remember just recently, I went to the Jubilee VIP event and I met Milan just the year before on the Carnival Luminosa. And he got, you know, switched to the Jubilee and he was working at Guy's Pig and Anchor or whatever. And I found out like his girlfriend was there on the Jubilee and she's like, oh yeah, he's up at the Guy's Pig and Anchor or whatever. So I went up to Guy's Pig and Anchor. I went up there and he's like, oh my God, you know, and he comes from behind the bar, you know, and that's a long bar for those of you that don't know on the Celebration. And he runs all the way around, gives me a big hug and everything. I mean, the crew members on some of these ships are just the most wonderful people in the world. They really are. I mean, they genuinely enjoy the interaction that they have with you. They understand that it's happiness that's coming from you and that you genuinely like them and everything else like that. And they feel all that. And then when you see them again, they're happy to see you. And
you know, that was actually one of my topics I had on here was to not only get to know guests, but also get to know the crew members.
Hug a crew member.
Hug them. Get to know them, interact with them,
get pictures with them.
And I'll tell you something. So we were on the Celebration, and Lee was the cruise director, and his fiance,
Geraldine,
yes, was hanging out. We hung out with Geraldine.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
before they got engaged.
Before they got engaged, we were hanging out with Geraldine, and we really got to know her. Because she was the only person on board, and she was just she was watching Lee, but you know we were just hanging out with Geraldine a lot of the time. So
she wasn't the only person on board.
No. A little drunk.
Was that the Sunrise or was that the?
I think it was the sun.
No, we were on the Celebration. for
so
December cruise in 2022, and Geraldine was on board, and she was off. She wasn't working.
She was on vacation, so she was there, like hanging out there,
dating Lee,
dating Lee, and so we happened to see her, like, this is before they became public, and we're like, she's here all the time at his events and stuff. So we like started chatting with her, and then we found out that they were dating, and then
everything.
That
it was really
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
So we try to interact with everybody, all the crew members on board, so.
as much as possible, because that is like, I don't know, besides, as well as the thing, but the crew members,
they remember you, believe it or not. They really remember.
Yeah, and we love the Fun Squad too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
people talk all the time, and honestly, it just came about organically. But Lee and I became really good friends, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, you and Lee, you're such, whatever. And it's really, I mean, we just connected or whatever, but it's just like any other crew member, like there's a lot of people, and I'm sure all of you have particular crew members that you're really, tight with or whatever. And it's just great. I mean, there's just so many great people on these ships that you can't help but just love it. I thought I had like a half a shot left. It turns out to be a full shot, but this was the last of Erin, one of our female admin on Coach Cruise Facebook. She provided this bottle, so I just wanted to finish it. This has been such a great show. I figure I should finish the bottle. Look, Chris, are you doing a shot with me? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm almost out. And so I'll take a shot.
How about you pour a little more in there, and then we do a shot?
It's not close to me, so I can't. So I'm gonna have Liz do the shot with you.
I'll drink my drink.
Okay.
I'll chug it.
We'll do a shot, and then we'll call it a night. If you haven't already hit the like button for all your favorite content cruise creators, just make sure you just subscribe to everybody in the square there. That would be a great thing. All right. Cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching. We gave you 21 bonus minutes. It was a lot of fun as always. This is this foursome here. We don't golf together, but we content creator together. And we've done it several times, so I'm sure you'll see.
And we'll be cruising, Coach. We'll be cruising with you, Andrew. We haven't cruised with you yet, but we've cruised with the Carnival Cruise Addicts, and we'll be again. So
FFS 7.
And Andrew I've cruised with, and so eventually we got all four of us at the same time.
Yeah,
we did cruise with Coach right when he started his channel. I think you were at 200 or 300 subs, and we saw you walking down the hall. So yes, we cruised with you. We didn't know you then, so it's an honor to be here with you.
That's kind of like when you photobombed us.
Now that we're all friends and stuff, we got to do a whole four together.
Yeah, group.
But Andrew was talking about jumping on that New Year's Eve. I know, Chris, you can't because of the job you're in. But Andrew, is any movement in that?
I don't know, because I started a new job, so I don't know if I'll be able to.
Oh, it's a new job. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
We'll see.
All right. Well, everybody, if you haven't already hit the like button, please do on your way out, and we will see you all next week. Thanks, everybody. And like I said, we're 22 minutes over, so take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.